yourself.
Hi, my name is Anna. I come from Germany. I have been living in Korea for 7 years now, and I'm working as an actress and as a producer.
That is so amazing. So I actually met Anna last year, you guys, at the internship that some of you guys may have seen. And Anna has been going on to do bigger and better and amazing things.
You ate that.
So can you tell us a little bit about what you've been up to these days?
I have been working actually on the drama series because these days I'm very interested in writing because there are not many roles foreigners actually can do in Korea. That's why I felt the need to make those roles.
Thank you so much.
So these days I'm writing on a drama series with another producer. Yes, and I hope that it will be produced maybe next year.
Ooh!
Well, in the end of this year and start filming next year.
Can we get a little sneak peek?
It's a global K-drama. So with a lot of foreigners appearing in it, but the story happens in Korea.
Awesome! What gave you the inspiration to start writing this drama?
Well, actually, like before, I always tried to write on different like scripts and everything because as a foreign artist in Korea, you cannot really participate in a lot of dramas or theaters. So actually last year I did my first theater performance. I wrote it, I acted in it, and I produced it. And that was like kind of my big inspiration to even do it like for the TV or like for a movie because it was just like 2 days of a drama, like 2 days for the performance. It was such a pity that people like it's only for 2 days, right? And people who want to watch it, they ask you, when are you doing the performance again? And that's what made me think, okay, maybe I should write something where people like can actually like watch it all the time and from all over the world.
Amazing! What has it been like being an actor in Korea? Because I know sometimes it can be a little difficult, especially with being a foreigner. Sometimes there's not always enough roles for us. So how have you been able to navigate that?
Well, actually, like when I first came to Korea, I didn't intend to be an actress. So I came here as a media science student and I worked for the radio station. And then I just happened to watch a theater play and I fell in love and I just thought, oh my God, I want to be on stage. And that theater company is actually my company now. So like we have been working together for, it has been 2014, so almost, I'm so bad at counting. How many years? 9 years, oh my God.
Wow.
That performance was very personal. So it was the story of the director. His very individual story, but also they were talking about the Korean history, the Korean society. And that made me think, I'm here in the Korean society now. I mean, there could be a drama or a movie or a theater play I can be part of. And afterwards, I always kept on working with the theater company.
That's so cool. Is there a difference between acting in theater and acting on screen?
A huge difference. Because imagine the camera is right in front of us. I just have to talk to the camera. It should be like really real. But then if you have like a huge stage and then people, like sometimes it's 300 people you have to reach. That's not only like from how you speak, also from your gestures and everything. Because you always have to think they also pay money for the ticket. They have to see what I'm doing.
Which one do you feel like you're more stronger with? On screen or theater?
I think I don't have that many screen experiences. So one goal for this year is actually to work more with the camera. Also, like even if there are not that many chances to actually be part of a movie, I think it's good like just to practice, to see how I look on camera and just to be prepared if there's a big role. I think this is a big task for me this year because I do love stage acting. Also, it's not only like the acting process, but the whole practice. It's like being in a theater company, or only like not my theater company in particular, but with other people, you practice so much.
Do you have any favorite shows or works that you've done so far?
Actually, last year, the show I did, the show I wrote, is a show I like very much. It was the story of Anna. So it's kind of my story, and my Indian friend Anupam, who also appeared in Squid Game.
Well, hold on on that. Hold on.
We both are from the same university. So we started to say, oh my God, see Korean people, they all do Shakespeare, Chekhov, all the big theater plays from other countries. Why shouldn't we do a Korean play? And then also for movies, I actually stared, but you won't see me. I stared in Parasite. Have you seen Parasite?
Yeah, I've seen it, but I didn't really. It was like clips here and there. I haven't really looked at it fully yet.
Oh, you should watch it. I mean, it's a very good movie, and in the last scene, there's like the house of the Korean family. They leave, and there's a German family to come and live there. I was the German mother, but you don't actually see me, so it's so funny. When we went to watch the movie, I said, oh my God, I should wear glasses if people ask for autographs afterwards.
I know.
And then you actually, I think you see my niece walking there in just like a one family picture. You cannot see me, but because like my name is there, and also I had the chance to meet the director, Hong Joon-ho, twice. So that was an honor, and I really liked his way of talking with the extras, because we were like extra actresses and actors, and the way he took the time, talked to us, that was really impressive.
Do you feel like your ability to communicate in Korean makes the experience so much better? Or do you feel like you would have the same experience if you weren't able to speak Korean?
That's a good question. But I do think that Korean skills are necessary if you want to act in Korea. I mean, of course, it depends also on the role, and usually we have roles where we don't have to speak Korean, like not in theater, but like on movies. Usually it's always they ask you to speak in English or even some other foreign language. I participated in French, in Russian, I don't know. Like, it was like very different sometimes from my mother tongue.
What is some advice that you would give to people who want to come to Korea and to pursue being a model or an actor? What are some main tips that you would give them?
I would say it's always important also to be trained, like not professionally, like you don't have to graduate from acting school or from model academy to be a good model or a good actor, but I think it's very important to practice a lot and to have something, like if you go for a casting and just like to show who you are, I think it's something you should always like be prepared and try not only to wait for the opportunities, because especially in Korea as a foreigner, I mean even as Korean actors, if you want to start, it's really difficult to get into the business, right? I mean, even in America, in Hollywood, I mean, so many people want to go to Hollywood, and how many people make it? I think it's similar. That's why it's really important also to try and make your opportunities, to be networking a lot, to take classes, because then you get to know a lot of people, even workshops, and then they have somebody who needs, I don't know, a German actress, and then they can contact me and say, hey, I have that friend, I'm thinking of you. And this is, I think, really important, not only to wait until a chance comes, but also to go out, meet people, or even like write and create your own stuff.
So what do you think about using platforms like TikTok and Instagram to kind of climb the ladder?
I think it's very good, because this is a way also for like to practice for yourself, because in the end you have to show something, you have to tell people stories, and I think everybody can do it in their own ways. And for me, this is the reason I want to become an actress. I wanted to become an actress to tell stories, to make people feel something, to make people think something. And I think not only theater or movies or drama are the only way to do that. I think it's how we behave in our daily life.
You started your own company recently as well, with helping other people come to Korea to act. And you're also using your platform in order to reach out to millions as well. How has that experience been? Can you tell us a little bit about your company and all that great stuff?
So it actually started recently, not like 1.5 months ago. So yeah, it's really fresh, and I'm still like experiencing, because I was also not that active on social media.
Right.
But I think it's a very good opportunity to reach out to many people, because my company is called ActingInKorea.
Please follow.
Yes. So ActingInKorea is actually a company I started last year in December, because I thought there's so many people who actually want to become actors and actresses in Korea, but there are not that many information, and also there's no community yet.
Right.
Like, of course there are Facebook groups, but usually it's more about like job offers, but not actually about like getting a lot of information.
You are absolutely right.
But I do want to motivate people and also tell them to always be careful, because there's so many people who come here to work on E6, like the artist visa,
Right.
and then they have really bad experiences. So I also want to tell people, be careful, and really, like, just because you have that big goal of coming here, which I also had in my early 20s, and I didn't think a lot, and I'm really, really grateful that I met the right people, that I didn't have any bad experiences, but I do know so many people who have.
Right.
So I kind of also want to prevent that.
And sometimes, like you were saying, there are so many companies that are preying on foreigners.
Yeah.
So I find that amazing that you're a part of that movement to help give credit where credit is due. What does the wages look like exactly? Like, what is too low for some people who don't really know?
I think even like some people, they do like, I don't know, like one shooting they say like 50,000, like 5만 원. And this is something I would never like look at even.
Right.
Yeah, but there are some people who just like do it because, especially as an art, maybe if you're a student and you say, oh come on, it's better than working in a coffee shop for like 1 hour, so let's just do it. This is like what they're thinking, and I do understand why they're saying it, but it's like so low that people whose job it is to work for a living, this is like way too low.
Right. Like, how can you survive on one? How do you balance your personal life with your acting career?
So my personal life and my acting life, I think it's not always that separated from each other, because every time I experience something in my personal life, I think, oh my God, this can help me for like a scene. If something like this is happening in a script, maybe this will help me. So even if bad things happen to me in my personal life, I always think it's a very precious experience to use as an actor.
How is like dating like then, if it's all just one thing? Like, do you date non-actors or do you date just actors? How's that like?
I mean, when I started at university, I still remember my professor saying, "This is a zoo." And I was like, what? And he said, it's a zoo. Like he with her, then they have like a scene practice, then she with him. Like he said, like being in acting school, it's really drama. And I saw a lot. Also like
Your face, I saw a
I saw a lot, like, especially of people dating and separating in their class members, and then they had to do a scene together. It was like really crazy. And even for me, I also dated like a co-actor, but I think I don't know, like I don't want to say per se I'm not dating actors, but I think it's really difficult because like we are very emotional people.
That is correct.
I've always been scared about the idea of dating an actor because I'm like, how would I know they're telling the truth or not?
It's still a job. I mean, we're not constantly acting, but yeah, I totally understand maybe your fear. You should overcome and just try it.
Do you ever think you'll take on like a bigger role, like as a producer or like a director one day in the future?
I hope so. So actually last year I also did a movie, like a music video where I was directing for the first time. Yeah, and it was really fun. So I think, because I do love movies, so I think even if I'm not like on the screen, I'm actually writing a short movie right now that I really want to produce this year, in which like the main role is a foreign girl, but I'm really thinking about not using myself, just to focus a little bit more on the directing, because that's also something I want to learn more about.
Is there any like last words that you want to say, or any last words that you would like to give to the audience?
I think for everybody who is still watching this video, I think you might be interested in acting in Korea, so feel free also to follow my Instagram page. I'm very often updating some blog entries and talk about acting in Korea. So if you're interested about that, please follow me, and yes, I hope that I can see you on a big screen someday.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Anna. Please go ahead and give Anna a huge round of applause for coming here today. And we will see you guys next time.